going to read because that's how it's going to go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Jackie. Let me start by saying that I do not want to be here. My kids are home. I've been at work. My firefighter husband is finally home. I had church responsibilities starting at 7. I do not like confrontation or public speaking. I've been a parent in North Park since August 2015. That's coming up on 10 years straight. I know most of our staff and teachers. We've cycled through multiple principals, but our school has a solid foundation. Our teachers care about their students, and their opinions should hold most of the weight. They're with them every day. They're making suggestions to the district, and the recent poll shows that 80% of teachers don't feel supported by the district. This is honestly unacceptable. Why this meeting now? It seems like there should have been a change a long time ago. I've never been to a district meeting. I had trusted that the right things were taking place. Now my older two are at junior high. So I have something to compare it to. The way this SUSD deals with discipline is not working. I asked my older two if they feel safe at Rio, and their answer was yes. They have more admin around, and teachers should focus on teaching and not punishing. That was their direct quote. If I don't speak out for my kids, who will? The reason that I'm here today is an injury that could have easily been prevented. My 3rd grade son was kicked in the stomach at lunch. By a 4th grade boy who was mad that he didn't win the kickball tournament. He came around the back of my son, and he never saw it coming. Luckily, I was volunteering on campus that day after lunch. So after going to the nurse and not being in class when I showed up, getting ice packs, and walking back to class, he was still crying. He's the youngest of 3. He grew up with wrestling with his dad, and he's very tough. He hardly cries. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Quickly, I found out the student had issues since kindergarten, up to weekly sometimes.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm green.
Oh, okay.
I want to go on. This is exactly the problem.
I apologize for cutting you off, but I did want to say we want to be respectful in 3 minutes, right? There's rules for a reason. So we have a clock and it's 3 minutes, and let's try to stick to that as much as possible. It's not fair to everybody else, so I'll let you continue, but just let's be respectful in 3 minutes.
I can sit down.
Take your time.
No, well, what could have happened different? What could have happened different?
Okay, so students had issues since kindergarten. That's sometimes weekly. That has been 5 years. I honestly don't know his name or what he looks like, but the students could tell me immediately with no surprise of the occurrence. We're still monitoring our son. My husband's a paramedic. If he had fallen and hit his head or been kicked in the chest, this could be a whole other level of trauma. Here's part of an email that I wrote but never sent. I was very frustrated. And I never sent it because I didn't want to offend or hurt anyone's feelings. Adam went back to school Thursday. He missed one day. I asked him, he missed a day because he felt that the kid was going to beat him up if he saw him again. In the morning, I asked, after the day he went back, I asked him how he felt. He said nervous. My child should feel safe at school. I'm going to read a quote. I'm not sure where it's from. I can email you if you want. All students and staff need a safe, supportive school environment in order to succeed. A safe school is one where teaching and learning are not distracted. Disruptions are minimized. Bullying and fear are not present. Expectations for behaviors are clearly communicated, and consequences for infractions are consistently and fairly applied. CTA believes that discipline, order, and safety are essential for an environment conducive to learning. A truly safe school setting must extend beyond freedom from danger to freedom from fear of danger. You mentioned throwing chairs, and that teachers are not going to put their hands on that child. I think there's a full stop there. That is completely unacceptable, and I've heard about it at multiple schools in our district. Dr. Hawkins, you mentioned our hands are tied at the beginning of this meeting. I don't know what that means, but I'm not gonna take that as the answer. It feels the bully is the priority in our situation, not the victims. If this was an out of the blue situation, I would be more understanding, but it's obviously not. This happens often, which is completely unacceptable. I was met with, when I requested how it's gonna look going forward, the punishment was this child missed the last day of the tournament, which is the day that my son was gone anyways. That was his consequence. And then when I met with our principal about, I had assumed that they were not gonna be at recess and lunch anymore together. That was not the case. The only punishment was that he missed the tournament. And the comment was, we're working on correcting behaviors.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off.
Okay.
I wanna make sure that we're respectful of everybody else's time. I appreciate your time. Let's move on to Rebecca Hyman. And let's please keep to that 3-minute limit. Again, I know that it's difficult because we have a lot of things that we wanna share, but there's a reason that rules are in place, and I wanna make sure we're respectful of that. And also respectful of everyone's time as well. Thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm the parent of an autistic child. I know what violence is like in the home. I'm an